Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, talk about the San Francisco 49ers. It is Monday, it is Labor Day, so if you're off today, I hope you guys are having a great day off. If you're working, hopefully your work day is not too bad as well. Anyways, position edge, 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks coming up this Sunday in Seattle. I know, what a great way to start the season against a division rival. And at away in Seattle, a very loud Lumen Field, not CenturyLink Field, but Lumen Field. I'm excited for this matchup. I hope you guys are as well. You look at everything going on with both teams, they're both on the rise. I should say, even the 49ers, I know that's weird to say. The 49ers have been contenders for many years. Seattle as well, they've been either contenders or outside looking in. They've been a pretty decent team as well. They have some great talent on defense, especially with a young defense. They have some great position players, running backs like Ken Walker. You got Cooper Kupp, and then the number one receiver, in my opinion, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Even some underrated guys like Jake Bobo and Eric Stahlberg. Those guys, they can do something if given the opportunity. Yeah, it should be a great matchup as always, week one. Expect it to be a close game. It's going to be loud over there, but hopefully the 49ers can win the game because I am a 49er fan, right? Anyways, position edge, going position by position, maybe in a generalized way, very quick, lightning round on who I think has the edge coming into this matchup. This is more about talent than anything else. So, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's been grabbing some controversies for the past few years, I should say. I've had some matches where, like, other teams would say I'm biased towards the 49ers, and maybe a little bit, but every time I pick the 49ers, I really believe the team is that good. I have a lot of faith in them. I know, a little play of words of Niner faithful and stuff like that. But I just believe the 49ers, on talent, on paper, are really good. And, whatever happens on the field is for that Sunday. Sometimes you have a good Sunday. Sometimes you have a bad Sunday. Sometimes you can upset a team. Sometimes you can lose to an inferior team on paper. It just happens on any given Sunday, right? And that's the special thing about the NFL. You only get one chance to play a team. Well, maybe in the playoffs, but in Seattle's case, we get two chances. But you guys get the idea. I hope you guys do. But anyways, let's go through this. So we're gonna go through quarterback all the way down to offensive lineman. We're gonna go defensive line to defensive back, special teams, all that fun stuff. If you know what it is, that's great. If you're new to this, then yeah. Get ready for me to yap for a very, very long time, unscripted. Most of the time, I don't have scripts. I just talk up the randomness of my brain, and hopefully it goes somewhere well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this, watching this, and let's just get on to it right here, right now. So first up, quarterback position, Brock Purdy versus Sam Darnold. Who am I going to give the slight edge to? I'd probably give it to Brock Purdy. Although Sam, you got to remember, he did beat the 49ers last year in Minnesota, but he's not in Minnesota this year. He's in Seattle, and if you're talking about talent for talent, for his supporting cast, I think the Minnesota team was a lot better than in Seattle, but Seattle is still a pretty underrated offense, I would say. I mentioned the guys like Ken Walker and Cooper Kupp, all those guys, but at the same time, if I'm talking talent for talent, if I were to pick a team, start a team today, I would definitely pick Brock Purdy because I think he has the intelligence, he can throw the ball. Does he have the strongest arm? Of course not, but I just think the IQ of his is just what gives him the edge over a lot of quarterbacks. Is he the greatest quarterback right now, like number one quarterback? I don't think so. You can make a case for Mahomes, even Jalen Hurts. He just was Super Bowl MVP, all those guys, but Brock, he could be up there as well. Hopefully he can prove everybody wrong and have another great year, which he has been for the past 2.5 years. It was a little bit of a down year last year, but overall for quarterback standards, if anybody had a bad team and had Brock Purdy, I think they'd be happy to have him. So yeah, slight edge to Brock Purdy. I hope he does well, but hey, Sam Darnold beat us last year in Minnesota, so you got to take that into account. Next up, the running back position. As I mentioned, Ken Walker, he plays for Seattle. Christian McCaffrey, he plays for the Niners. I'm going to give it to McCaffrey, although there's a big caveat right there. I don't know how healthy or unhealthy he is, but I'm just going to give him the edge just based on the fact that he's healthy, hopefully, and ready to go by week one. If not, then we also have, Brian Robinson from Washington. I think he's going to be a big difference maker right there. Just take the pressure off of McCaffrey so you don't have to run the ball like 30 times a game. Maybe like 5 or 10. That'd be a big help right there. So having him from Washington will make a big difference in my opinion. We also have Isaac Guerendo, which is a big plus right there. They have Zach Charbonnet. He's a pretty good underrated running back as well for them. Fits their system. So, yeah, great running backs all over for both teams, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Christian McCaffrey because when healthy, he is the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion. Next up, the wide receiver position. This one I'm going to actually give it to Seattle because I'm really concerned about the 49ers receiving core this year. Brandon Ayuk's not available to play. Jawan Jennings is not getting the money that he wants so far, and he might have an injury as well, so that's two double whammies for him. As much as I want to see him on the field, I hope he does show up. But if not, then that's a big concern. But anyways, I mean, as I mentioned, Jigba and Cooper Kupp and even Jake Bobo, those guys are great. Cooper Kupp is not the number one receiver like he used to be in Los Angeles, but he's still a very good complementary piece to their puzzle for the receiver position. Just to have a guy, a veteran presence, the established winner already. He was the Super Bowl MVP when they beat Cincinnati a few years ago. So just to have his presence alone, that should give him the edge right now. And, for us, Brandon Ayuk's not available, so that's a big disappointment. I've been pretty critical of him since last year for holding out and then getting injured, unfortunately, during the middle of the season. So, yeah, receiver edge, going to give it to Seattle big time. Next up, tight ends. Eric Stahlberg, he's been around for a while. They got some rookie players as well. Our guys, we have George Kittle, and I'm going to give it to Mr. Kittle, man, Mr. People's Champion, Mr. Tight Ends, People's Tight Ends, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, Kittle, I mean, there's no question about it. He's the best tight end in the NFL, in my opinion. You could say Swifty, other players, but I'm going with Mr. Kittle all day, every day in this one. Offensive line, honestly, it could be a toss-up between both O-lines because both O-lines are very questionable. But, we got Trent Williams. That makes a big difference right there. And honestly, it can go either way. I'll just give it to the Niners. You know what? I could give it to Seattle, but I do love the line sometimes, not all the time. But losing Aaron Banks to the Green Bay Packers, that hurts a lot. So I'm hoping that they address that position really well, which they didn't really. I mean, the 49ers are just allergic to offensive linemen. And Seattle, too. Both teams just don't like drafting offensive linemen for whatever reason with a top draft pick. But, yeah, I mean, both O-lines are very concerning. And, don't be surprised if Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold take a bit of a beating in this one on both sides because their O-line's not doing a good job protecting them. But, yeah, slight edge to the 49ers. Trent Williams, he's the best O-line in the NFL. Offensive tackle, in my opinion, even though he's getting up there in age. But to have his presence, to be a veteran, it makes a big difference all day, every day. So slight edge to the 49ers, but if you say Seattle, then I can't get mad at you at all. Next up, let's go to defense. So that's pretty much it for the offensive side of the ball. Defensive line, I'll give it to the 49ers, although having Leonard Williams, he's a great defensive lineman. They got DeMarcus Lawrence as well from the Dallas Cowboys. Is he amazing? He's not bad. I mean, he's not the player that he was a few years ago, but he's still a really good defensive lineman, so I'll give him that. But we also have Nick Bosa. We got Mikael Williams. That's kind of the wild card right there. Is he going to be playing a lot? I think so. I like to think so. We also got Alfred Collins for the D-line as well. So I'm hoping that the 49ers D-line can do a really good job. And this is Robert Saleh that we're talking about. He specializes in defensive linemen, wide nine, stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what they do this year in particular. Just having his presence to be the leader of the defense again, defensive coordinator, I think that's going to be a big help at all. And I'm hoping that the defensive line lets me up and does a good job in this one. So edge, 49ers for defensive linemen. Linebacker position, I'm going to give this one to the Niners. Fred Warner, D. Winters, they're pretty good linebackers. And, that's kind of an understatement because Warner is one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL. So, I'm going to give the edge there. Next up, defensive backs. I got to give it to Seattle, definitely, because Devin Witherspoon's one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Tariq Woolen, I mean, he was good years ago in his rookie year, but he really slipped up big time. And, he actually got benched, I think, last year because he didn't play really well. But, just having him, I guess, as a backup, that's not bad either. They got Kobe Bryant and Julian Love. Love is a pretty underrated safety, so I'll give him credit there, too. And our defensive backs, it's decent. We got Deommodore Lenoir, Jair Brown, but sometimes they're kind of unproven in my opinion. They need to do a little bit more to give me my confidence in terms of the defensive back position, but I'm still going to give it to Seattle because they always have great defensive backs in my opinion. Next up, special teams, the kicker position and punter, I'm going to give it to Seattle because Jake Moody, when he's your kicker, then you're really worried every single game. They got Jason Myers in Seattle, and he's been a really, really good kicker for them for many years now. But Jake Moody, I mean, just based on that, is concerning big time. Maybe if he makes all his kicks in a row for the next few weeks, I might have more confidence. But just so far, even in the preseason, it's kind of weird because when you kick in the preseason, it's about the same when you kick in the regular season, unless it's like a last-minute, last-pressure thing, last-second field goal. That's like really the only big difference between a preseason and a regular season game. But Jake, I don't know. He's been really good, but he's also been really, really bad. So I'm just based on that, I have to give the edge to Seattle. And plus, Jason Myers is a proven kicker. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I know it was gonna just go back and forth. Very quick edge. Overall, I'd say they're both equal in terms of having position edge. Certainly, they have better defensive backs, they have better receivers, but for us, I believe running backs and the defensive line is going to make a big difference, hopefully. And yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say if you're both the San Francisco 49ers or Seattle Seahawks fans. What you guys think we have the edge on and what they have an edge on in positions. And yeah, hoping for a good match. It's always a good match between these two, but it's always nice to beat Seattle. You can't lie about that. The one year we beat Seattle 3 times, twice in the regular season, once in the playoffs. That was a very good feeling because that was the time, when Seattle was always beating us. Russell Wilson was making our lives a living nightmare. But to be able to start having a winning streak since he left, I'll definitely take that any day of the week. We did lose to them last year, last second by Geno Smith. So hopefully we can redeem ourselves and win this one in week 1 and just get a very good edge on it because division matchups are really important, especially near the end of the season with tiebreakers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm hoping the 49ers can pull it off based on the team that we have and the coaching as well. Hopefully Kyle Shanahan is a good Kyle Shanahan, not the Atlanta Falcons Kyle Shanahan. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about position edge. Who do you have for both the 49ers and Seahawks? What do you think does better in each position? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow I have a prediction out saying who I think will win the game on Sunday. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope to catch you guys up more tomorrow for predictions. And yeah, let's have a good discussion. Bye, guys. Love you guys as always. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, rest of your Labor Day weekend. And go Niners all day.